we have to go over ONDO because ONDO has been trending a lot lately for some very big news. So we're going to cover this today. Remember, I'm not a financial advisor. None of this is financial advice. Let's get straight into it. And shout out to the member of the channel that recommended me to go over this. So let's talk about ONDO here because as you can see, we are at 37 cents right now. And this thing is up about 12% in the last 7 days. So it has been going up. It has been going up a little bit though. And it had such big news and not much of a big push upwards, but the market cap is already pretty high at 1.81 billion and a fully diluted valuation of 3.72 billion. So there's already a lot of money within the project. We're going to do a technical analysis here and we're going to talk about why, it's now breaking out from here. As you can see, this is called a falling wedge, which is a bullish pattern. So yeah, that's why we're seeing this going up. But the main thing is the news because they've been doing a lot of different things. So this is one thing. This isn't really what's sending it to the moon. We'll talk about that in a second here. But this is also a pretty big reason. And they're actually doing their perps platform. So now they're doing their own perps platform. It's called ONDO perps. And as you can see, up to 20x leverage on equity perps and tokenized stocks and collateral up to 3 million in rewards. And look, I talk about Avanisfi. Avanis is pretty much the same exact thing, right? As you can see there, they're adding new commodities every day, right? You can trade Forex on platforms like this. You can trade Bitcoin. Check out the link in the description for Avanisfi and definitely use that discount code that I have there, Marcellus. But hit that link because yeah, y'all get some good discounts. But these perps trading platforms, they are revolutionizing finance pretty much because now you can trade Forex on them. You can trade crypto on them. You can trade stocks. You have SpaceX here, NVIDIA, you have Apple, you have Google, you have Robinhood. So you have all these different stocks on platforms like this. And you also have the same thing now happening on ONDO. They have ONDO perps. So this is one of the reasons why ONDO is going up. They have oil, Intel, which this is also on Avanisfi. That's why I tell you to check out the link in the description for Avanisfi. This is where things are going now. People aren't really trading traditional markets as well or as much. I still trade traditional stocks all the time, right? But not everyone's doing it. But anyways, gold, AMD, Meta, Tesla, silver, Apple, all that good stuff. So now you can trade all this stuff on the ONDO perps platform. All right. So that is one thing. The second thing here is what they just now did with Japan, which was actually pretty big. They're calling it one of the biggest institutional developments the project has had this year, which is huge. So there are two major announcements released together and they reinforce ONDO's strategy. So anyways, ONDO partnered with SBI Group to tokenize Japanese stocks. The biggest news is that they are the largest financial conglomerate inside of Japan. One of the largest, not the largest, but one of the largest financial conglomerates inside of Japan is SBI Group, and they partnered with ONDO to bring Japanese equities on chain. So equity is pretty much like a stock. So they're trying to bring Japanese stocks on chain, right? And that's what you see here on like Avanisfi. You just see all these on chain stocks, right? You have NVIDIA and stuff like that. And same thing with ONDO. But now they're helping Japan bring all of theirs on chain. So that is actually a pretty big deal right there. It's a huge deal. So here's what that means. Japanese stocks will be issued as blockchain-based tokens. SBI will distribute these products through its existing financial network. Settlement will utilize SBI's regulated JPYSC stablecoin, which I think they have with JP Morgan Chase. And this expands ONDO from primarily US assets into one of the world's largest capital markets. So this is huge. Why this matters? This isn't just another crypto partnership, as it says here. SBI is an established financial institution with billions in assets and deep ties to Japan's banking and investment industry. So this is huge. One of the biggest investment firms inside of Japan, and ONDO has secured that, right? And then they have the tokenized trading with the stocks and stuff. Their ONDO perps platform that I was talking about. And yeah, that's pretty much what they're doing. They're doing big stuff, and they're working with institutions. They're already tokenizing stuff with all these different ones. So It's huge. It's huge. So this is pretty big that Ondo is doing that. But for some reason, it's not pumping the way it should be pumping with news like this. I would say that. But there's a lot of money invested into it, 1.81 billion. But going into the bull market, I think that this thing could definitely do some bigger numbers going into the bull market. And I'm pretty sure if because we're looking here at the market cap, and as you can see, the market cap has gotten all the way up to $4.9 billion before, which is absolutely insane. And I think it could probably get all the way back up there again too. So it's going to take some time. Last time it was all the way up there. The price, as you can see here, was just a little bit over $2. So going into the next bull market, I think that it could have, not could, I think it does have potential to go over $2 because you got to think one of the largest investment firms inside of Japan investing in them and having them work with their infrastructure. So that's just huge. The whole collab is huge. All right. So I think they're going to do well. Now, let's talk about the technicals. As you can see here, we have the falling wedge. And before we continue on, just a little bit of a shameless plug here. Check out the Crypto and Options Edge group, link inside the description. But really, most importantly, check out the Advantage link I have out in the description as well, because you guys can get a discount on your perps trading, and you can trade stocks, you can trade Forex and all that on there, and you'll get a discount on your fees. So go ahead and check that out, link in the description. But moving on, this is a falling wedge. Falling wedges, again, are bullish patterns, right? And that's part of the reason why it's breaking out upwards, also because of the big news that they just got. It is pretty much getting rejected right here at that 39-cent area going into 40 cents. So it got rejected there. And now it's going to try to make its way back up. As you can see here, we had a bullish divergence, which explains why it broke out. It had bullish divergence. On top of that, it also had the falling wedge. So bullish divergence again, lower lows on the chart, higher lows on the MACD. What do you see here? Well, you see lower lows on the chart while simultaneously getting higher lows on the MACD, while simultaneously having a falling wedge. You have 3 bullish patterns back to back causing the breakout. So that's just a little bit of a breakdown on why or how it broke out. Not necessarily why. We know why it broke out, but this is how the breakout happens on the charts. And this is very important when you're trying to learn how to trade. You definitely want to know how you definitely want to know how is it, moving on the chart. But if we break past this 39-cent area, we have resistance up here at about 50 cents. So that is a level that we could see. We could see 50 cents, and on the way up there, we're also looking around 45 cents right before 50 cents, just as like a pullback area on the way up there, because you always have pullbacks on the way up. It's never like straight up from there. And the reason why I just chose that is because you can see here clearly 1, 2, 3. You had a descending triangle right there. Descending triangles are bearish patterns. That really doesn't matter. That's just kind of me flexing my technical analysis skills. But the reason why I wanted to show you this is because you can see all 3 of these candlesticks here. As you can see, they hit the support there. And that's very important because that means that this is actually a support, 45 cents. So support then becomes resistance. Boom. And then we have that resistance there. And then you see that we repeated it back here. We repeated it here. We repeated it here. So that tells me if we break out again, we're going to repeat that same level at 45, possibly have a pullback and continue up to 50 if that happens like that. So that's what I'd be looking at if I were to be trying to trade ONDO right now, doing like a swing trade. I'd be trying to take this thing up to like 45, selling it at 45, getting back in at 40 or 39, and then letting it pump up to 50 and then getting back out at 50. That is, just what I would do personally because I like to trade, and that's just how I do it. It would be from 39 up to 45 would be 20%, 19%, but I'm rounding it up to 20. And then right here would be 11%, 45 up there. So yeah, that's what we would see there. And if you took it all the way from 39 all the way up here to that top area at 50, we're then looking at 30%. So that is definitely a good possible trade that you could make. But again, remember, I'm not a financial advisor. None of this is financial advice. I'm just, explaining how I would trade if I were doing it. But That's what's happening in the short term here on ONDO. And just for a quick break here, I want to see if we have ONDO here. Yep, we have ONDO on AdvantageFi. So you can actually trade ONDO directly on AdvantageFi. So check out the link in the description again for AdvantageFi. You'll get a discount on your trading fees, and they have ONDO on here. And you can also do up to 10x leverage, not too much, but it's decent, right? You can do up to 10x leverage. Your maximum position size for this is $1.88. So okay, that's because I have this here. I can put it at anything. All right, but yeah, definitely go ahead and check out ONDO because not ONDO, but AdvantageFi, link in the description because they have ONDO on there. But like I was mentioning before, it is looking like we're going to have an uptrend here, especially since it just completed its bullish divergence and now it's bullish, right? That's what bullish divergence does. And then after that, we will start to create what we call bearish divergence. So as this starts to pump upwards, we then create bearish divergence. And what bearish divergence is going to do is create these lower highs on our MACD while creating our higher highs on our chart. And this is how the price is going to push up higher, because as this pushes up higher, pulls back just a little bit, and goes up again, now this is a higher high. Even if it does something like this, comes all the way down, and then like this right here is going to be a higher high, right? That right there is going to be a higher high if it happens, right? Even though this one went all the way up here, it's going to create a higher high after it goes up this small amount here. It can drop as much as it wants right here. But when it goes up this small amount right here, this one creates the higher high, right? And it's funny how it works, but it works like that. Now this one was a bit too small, so this one didn't quite create that higher high, because as you can see here, it only had 2 little tiny candlesticks. But had it had 3 tiny candlesticks, those 3 tiny candlesticks would have beat all of this. It would have beat all of this movement and all of this movement right here. Just those 3 tiny candlesticks. All it needed was one more tiny candlestick to beat all of these gains out, right? And that is the significance of bearish divergence, right? And also bullish divergence. And right now we're going to be creating bearish divergence. That's the significance. And that's why I'm mentioning it, because if we push up higher to here to 45, what do you think is going to happen? We're going to pull back just like how we do in these areas here. And then we're going to have another push up and then a continuation down. So boom, boom, boom. Like that is, it's as simple as that. We're going to see it come up well, I can't say it's 100% going to do it, because in trading, we're reacting, we're not predicting. And I can't say that anyone knows 100% what's going to happen. But I have a good feeling that this is a possibility, right? It's a possibility. Now, also, we can look at different time frames, because this is the daily chart. We've been in the daily chart the whole time. But we also have the 4-hour chart. On the 4-hour chart here, we're building a bull flag. All right, I can actually see that building up right now, and to me it's just like second nature, because I can look at a chart and I already know it's forming up just by looking at it just off a glimpse. But yeah, we're either going to build a bull flag or it's going to pan out to be a falling wedge. But they're both like sister patterns, but they're both bullish. There's the falling wedge. A falling wedge is just a tighter bull flag. It's a tighter bull flag. Bull flags are a little bit more loose, but falling wedges are just a tighter wedge. And you usually get a bigger pump off of bull flags, in my personal opinion. All right. But yeah, they're like the same pattern. But yeah, that's pretty much what's building up right here. So eventually it's going to end up panning out, and we'll end up seeing how that works out for us. But again, we're building bearish divergence here on the 4-hour chart. Bearish divergence, higher highs on the chart, lower highs on the MACD. MACD is forming up right here to create another lower high. It's exactly what I mentioned before. It's going to come down, then it's going to come back up. This is going to create the new highs right here, and then it's going to continue downwards, right? And then it's going to complete that bearish divergence. So it'll be like that, and then it'll break upwards. So that's how it's looking right now. And the percent R trend exhaustion, yeah, it's overbought, but as it pulls back, it's going to come right back up and become overbought again. All right, so that's how I'm seeing it here on the 4 hours. This is pretty much all I got for you guys today. Hit the like button, subscribe. Remember, I'm not a financial advisor. None of this is financial advice. Again, shout out to the member of the channel that mentioned me to go over this. Shout out to her, Elena. And if any other members have any requests, let me know. If not, I'll be doing all the requests for the non-members. because a lot of non-members have asked for me to go over videos, and there's a lot of different requests. So I'm gonna be going over these slowly until we get another member's request. So shout out to all the members, shout out to all the non-members, shout out to everybody. If you want to go ahead and check out the Crypto and Options Edge group, link in the description for that. But most importantly, check out this Advantify. I definitely want you guys to sign up through this and check it out, because I get a little bit of a kickback on those trading fees, and you guys get up to a 15% discount. But right now it's at 5% until we get some more people to join through the link. So go ahead and check it out. And it's super easy, actually, because when you click the link, all it's going to do is tell you to make a wallet, and you literally just make a wallet through the link or with the little discount code, the Marcellus discount code, and you make a wallet through that link, and then any trade is going to give you those discounts on it just from doing it through that affiliate link. So shout out to you guys again. And yeah, hit the like button, subscribe. As always, I'll be back with another video.